Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. So it is the beginning of January, which means it is time for me to round up all of my favorite and some of my least favorite products and share them with you. And I'm going to do things a little bit differently this year. So there's going to be a series of videos on my channel where I talk about my favorite products in a bunch of different categories. And also I'm going to be doing my annual flops as well, where I talk about products that didn't work for me and tell you why I didn't like them. And so be sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell button so you're notified of all my new videos, so you can share with me in this series of favorites in not just non-toxic and cruelty-free beauty, but also sustainable living and lifestyle as well. So today we're going to be talking all about makeup products. And what I decided to do this year was to narrow down in each category and share with you my absolute favorite product. And hopefully nothing in this video should be a surprise to you, because on my channel, and especially when I do my monthly favorites, I try to share with you products I'm not just loving that are new that month, but instead products that I am really genuinely loving, whether I discovered them 2 years ago or a couple weeks ago. And that's how I want this series to be as well. I want to share with you products not just that I discovered in 2019, but products that I am loving in 2019, regardless of if I discovered them in 2019 or back in 2017 or 2018. So I'm just gonna go through all the different categories of makeup and share with you my favorite products. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So that I don't forget any of the different categories, I'm going to try and go through the products in the order that I do my makeup. So first off, we have to talk about foundation. And this really should not be a surprise to you, but my all-time favorite foundation is, say it with me, the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. I should have said this at the beginning, but I have oily, acne-prone skin, and my skin tone, if you can't tell from this video, is extremely fair. I have a porcelain skin tone. So the fact that I have oily skin and a very, very fair skin tone does influence some of the products I recommend. And a good example of it is this foundation. I know a lot of people with oily skin are a little bit scared of this foundation because it says that it's a serum foundation, it's got aloe in it, you think it's going to be really hydrating, but it really is the perfect foundation. It provides the perfect amount of coverage. It's like a medium-ish coverage. It just looks beautiful on my skin, regardless if it is the winter and my skin is looking really dry, or if it's the middle of summer and I'm sweating a ton. I really have not found a foundation that has worked as well on me as this one in really every season throughout the year. I absolutely love it. The shades I use are Sable and Formentera. Sable is a little bit better shade match for me. It's a little bit more yellow toned. Formentera is a little bit more pink tone. If I mix the two, I can really get a great shade match for me, but both of them are fair enough for my porcelain skin tone. And I love that this foundation is available in so many places. It's available at Sephora, it's available at Credo, just so many non-toxic beauty retailers. It really has been my favorite foundation for ages, and my love for it is still going strong. I realize in this video there's probably going to be quite a few Ilia products. Ilia has been killing it this year in the non-toxic beauty space, and another one of my favorite products is from Ilia, and this is their True Skin Serum Concealer. This is kind of the companion concealer for the foundation, and given how much I love the foundation, it's really not that surprising that I love the concealer. This year I really fell in love with it because they came out with the shade Arrowroot, which is SC0.5, and this shade in this concealer is fair enough for my skin tone. I can use it to conceal acne spots, and I can also use it under my eyes. It's one of the few concealers in the non-toxic beauty space that I can use for both. It's also a bit of a self-setting concealer, so I find that it dries down really nicely and I don't have to use a ton of powder to set it. It does a great job of not sinking into the fine lines under my eyes, and like I said, it really does a great job of concealing acne spots as well. One of my all-time favorite concealers. I really like a lot of them, but this one is definitely an outstanding concealer for me. And you know, I've really been loving a product when it is super, super worn. So this is the perfect example. This is my 14E Aloe Nourish Prime and Set Powder. I basically have worn the logo off the top of it, but it is my Prime and Set Powder. This is what I use to set my concealer under my eyes, and I know I am a broken record and I know I'm always talking about it, but if you are having a hard time finding your perfect setting powder, just go try this and your problem will be solved, because it truly sets my concealer under my eyes. It doesn't leave them cakey or creasy. It just sets everything but isn't heavy, and that's exactly what you want in a translucent powder. And also I like that it is truly translucent, so it doesn't darken my concealer under my eyes. And although it is a loose powder, it does have a locking sifter, which really helps to minimize the mess, but I cannot go without this. This is my second package of it. Once I finish this, I will definitely be repurchasing it because I will never be without this, but it really is an outstanding product. And if you haven't tried it, just go try it and thank me later, but it really is amazing. For brows, I have two different products. I have a brow pencil and a tinted brow gel, and I'm going to give you my recommendation for both, just in case you prefer one type of brow product over the other. So for the brow pencil, this is really not going to be a surprise. My recommendation is, of course, the Eco Brow Pencil. This product did launch in 2019. I use the shade Sharon in this brow pencil. There are a couple reasons why I really like this brow pencil. First, it's not overly pigmented, which means you're able to fill in your brows without them looking drawn on. You're able to blend the product so it looks really natural, blends into your natural brow hairs. It really makes drawing and filling in your brows easy. Second, the shades are incredible. I have just kind of like brown hair. It's not too dark, it's not too light, it's not red, my hair is brunette. And I was able to find in Sharon the perfect brow shade for me. It's not too dark, it's not too red. And I know that sounds weird, but it's really hard to find the perfect shade in brow products. And I think one of the things that's really outstanding about Eco Brow is that they really just focus on brow products, so their shades are incredible. So if you wanted to try Eco Brow, but you didn't want to go through the whole process of using one of their pomades, the brow pencils are really where it's at, and they also stay in place super well. They don't fade, they don't smudge. This is a really great product. So for a brow gel, I have to recommend the Jane Iredale Tinted Brow Gel. I use the shade Brunette, and what I like about this is it is not too thick of a formula, it's not too thin of a formula. It really does a great job of actually filling in my brows and holding them in place. Out of all the brow gels I've tried, this is probably the best tinted brow gel for actually securing my brow hairs, because I have pretty thick brows naturally and they can get a little wild, but when I use this product, everything is tamed, everything stays in place. It really is fantastic. I would really recommend this product if you have more full brows. If you really need to fill in your brows, I definitely recommend a brow pencil. That's the way to fill them in the best. But if yours are pretty full, or you just want a really fast, really easy way to just kind of tame your brows, add a little bit of color, and run out the door, this is a great, great product. I tried out a whole bunch of Jane Iredale products this year, and honestly, I was really impressed. I have no idea what took me so long to try out Jane Iredale, but I really have enjoyed their products, and this brow gel is definitely one of their outstanding products. I always set my foundation, and I don't use my Fortini setting powder to do it. I use a powder foundation, and my favorite powder foundation for setting my face is the Clove and Hallow Pressed Powder Foundation. I use the shade 01, which is the lightest shade of the foundation, and it is a perfect shade match for me. And what I really like about this foundation is it also provides quite a bit of coverage. So if you want to just use a powder foundation, this would be the one I would recommend. Or if you want to build up the coverage of whatever foundation you're setting, this is a great way to do that. But I really have fallen in love with this product. I went through an entire pan. I purchased another one. I'm already somehow or other hitting pan on this, but I really truly love it. And I love that the packaging is refillable as well, so you don't have to purchase the entire external packaging. You can just purchase a new pan and pop your new pan in. but I really have fallen in love with this. It is outstanding. If you are at all in the market for a powder foundation, definitely check out this one from Clove and Hallow. I really love blush and highlighters, so I'm going to do a couple of blushes and highlighters, but I'm going to break them into categories. So first off, I'm going to do my favorite cream blush, because we all know I love my cream blush. And I have to say that I have found some really, really outstanding cream blushes this year. But if I had to pick my favorite one, we all know what it is. You can say it with me. It's the Kara Weiss Cream Blush. I happen to have the shade Embrace, and you can see my love for it because I've already hit pan on it. And it is a ridiculously expensive cream blush, but I absolutely love the formula. I find that it's got the perfect amount of pigmentation. It's easy to apply, it's easy to blend in. The packaging is beautiful. Really, it performs and wears better than any other cream blush on the market, which pains me to say, but it is one of those products that is worth the price. So I know it's super expensive, but it definitely is my favorite cream blush. There's a variety of different shades. I happen to have the shade Embrace, but really all the shades look beautiful, just whatever shade speaks to you, but the formula is outstanding. We've talked about cream, now we're gonna talk about liquid. So my favorite liquid blush would be the Ilia Color Haze Multi Matte Pigment. And I have the shade in Before Today. And this product not only is an outstanding blush, but it is probably the best multi-use product I have found in Nontoxic Beauty. And the reason why is because I can use it not just on my cheeks and have it be a beautiful blush with the perfect level of pigmentation, but I can also use it on my lips as a lip stain / lipstick. I can also use it on my eyes. I've actually used it as an eyeshadow before. It looked beautiful, wore beautifully. It really is the perfect product. It's a tiny little tube, but it's super pigmented and a little bit goes a long way. But this has definitely been my favorite liquid product, but really liquid blush in 2019. So if I'm given a choice between a cream and a powder blush, 99% of the time I will pick a cream blush. I just like the ease of being able to apply them with my fingers. I like the glow that it gives my cheeks. I just really like how they look. This was a really hard choice for me because I have found a lot of really outstanding powder blushes this year. There are just a lot of good ones on the market. But when I was thinking about the perfect color and the perfect formula together in one, I realized that it was going to be this one. And it's really expensive, but it's a good product. And this is the Jane Iredale blush in the shade Dubonnet. A large part of the reason why I love this blush so much is the color. And it may just be my skin tone and the colors that I like on myself, but this blush is like the perfect kind of brownie pink that just looks really good on my skin tone. I love how blushes like this look. And I was trying so hard because I had the cream blush and the shade Desire from Ritual de Fille, which is this shade right here, and I love that. And I was trying to find it in a pressed blush formula, and this one from Jane Iredale is really close. So I had to rank this one as my favorite powdered blush. It was close. I really love the RMS blush in Lost Angel. It's a beautiful peachy with a little bit of shimmer. It's the kind of blush that you can wear without a highlighter. It's kind of a highlighter and blush all in one. I also really love the PYT Beauty blush in the shade Heartbeat. That's also one of my favorites, but this one it's just beautiful. It's perfect. If I were to come out with my own blush shade, it would be this color. I love it. And the formula is great. It's got the perfect level of pigmentation. It stays in place throughout the day. It's expensive, but it's a really good blush. So moving on to highlight. If I had to pick my favorite cream highlight, we all know what it is. It's the RMS Beauty Living Luminizer, the cult classic. And I actually had to grab this out of my travel bag because I brought it with me traveling. It is probably the highlighter that I bring with me the most when I'm traveling. And part of it is because it's in a really nice small package that's perfect for traveling, but also because it just is perfect. Like, it gives me that glow, but it doesn't look like I'm wearing a highlight because it's such a kind of white silvery toned highlight. With my skin tone, it goes with every blush. It goes with every outfit. I don't have to worry about it looking too warm or too cool. It just is the perfect highlight. And I wish I had tried this product sooner. I wish I hadn't waited as long, but it definitely has become a product that I cannot go without. And it's hard to see in the container, but I've actually made a pretty significant dent in it because I use it all the time. But it is by far my favorite cream highlighter. For powder highlighter, I've tried out one I like a lot recently, which is the brand new one from Aether Beauty. But I actually have only worn that once, and I'm wearing it today. And although I really like it, I don't know if it's my favorite. So we're gonna go with the one I do know that I absolutely love. And this is the Crop Highlight in the shade Moondust Monty. I absolutely love this highlight. It is just the perfect amount of glow. It is a pink toned highlight, but it doesn't show up too pink on my skin. There is a more golden version of the highlight. It looked a little bit too deep for my skin tone. I have gone and looked at it and swatched it at Credo, but I think it's a little bit too deep. Otherwise, I would have picked it up because I love this one so much, but it really is my favorite powder highlight. It just gives the perfect glow, and I am completely sold on it. And for liquid highlight, there's one that rules them all. And this is the Ilia Liquid Highlight, and I have the shade Atomic. And what I like about this is it really is the perfect formula. I've tried other liquid highlights that will pick up my foundation, that will kind of mess up whatever products I have on underneath this. This applies really easily. You can sheer it out and have a more kind of just nice glow, or you can really build it up. You can also use it in many different places. I've used it, to highlight my cheekbones, but I've also used it on my eyelids as an eyeshadow. It works really well in that format as well. But this is by far my favorite highlight. There's a couple different shades of this one, but the one that I found that works best for my fair skin is the shade Atomic. The other ones looked a little bit too deep, but if you have a deeper skin tone, they would be perfect for you. But the formula on this one is just fantastic. We all know that I have oily eyelids and my eyes are hooded, so I need a good eye primer, and this really is the best eye primer I have found in Nontoxic Beauty. The only con is that it is not vegan, but it is really good. And this is the Alima Pure Eye Primer. It doesn't have any color to it, it's just like a clear eye primer. Especially if you put your kind of more metallic eyeshadow down while this is still a bit tacky, it really intensifies your eyeshadow and kind of glues it in place. It really helps to lock it in place, and I really have found that it makes a difference. If you are struggling and you have hooded eyelids or oily eyelids or the combination of both, you definitely need to try this. I get asked questions about this all the time, but it really does make a huge difference. I've gone through either like 1 or 2 of these tubes already, and I always repurchase it. I've tried other eye primers from other brands, and I just circle back to this one because it is so good. There have been a lot of liquid eyeshadows that have come out recently, and I never really thought I would become a liquid eyeshadow fan, but I am. And my favorite liquid eyeshadow is from Kosas, and my favorite shade of the Kosas 10-second liquid eyeshadow is the shade Clove. I own 3 shades. I own Globe, I own Copper Halo, I also own Fahrenheit. And out of all 3 of them, Globe is definitely my favorite. It's like the perfect kind of rose gold champagne color. It's the perfect color that I can just put all over my lid. It looks like I have some eyeshadow on. It looks like I put a lot of effort into my eye look, but I really just swiped an eyeshadow across my lid, blended it out with my fingers, and was done. It is perfect if you want to wear eyeshadow, but you don't want to worry about blending your eyeshadow and having it look perfect. This is really the fast, easy eyeshadow that you want. And this shade in particular is extremely forgiving. I pack this with me every time I travel. It really has become my go-to eyeshadow. The other 2 shades are beautiful. I just find that the shade Globe is just perfect. I like the other shades, but for some reason out of all 3 of them, I still gravitate towards Globe the most. But the formula is fantastic. They really do a great job of drying down. They're easy to work with. They're not loopy. They're very liquidy, so you can blend them out easily, and they really do a great job of staying in place as well. This was extremely difficult because we all know I love eyeshadow, and the idea of trying to narrow down to my favorite eyeshadow palette was really daunting. So I cheated a little bit, and I'm going to mention two. The first one I'm going to mention is an eyeshadow trio. So it's not a full palette, but I had to mention this just because I love it so, so much. And this is the Jane Iredale eyeshadow trio in Triple Cognac. And I am blown away by the quality of these shadows, and I realized that it really is my perfect little neutral eyeshadow trio. I've got a nice shimmer right here, I've got a light brown matte, and I've got a dark brown matte. So what I can do is I can put the shimmer on my lid. If I want to wear shimmer, if I don't, I can just use these two shades, but I can put the shimmer on my lid, blend this in the crease. If I want a really fast look, I just do that. If I want to amp things up a little bit, I'll take this deep brown, I can run it under my lower lash line and my upper lash line to just define my lash lines. If I want to have more of a going out look, I can take this shade, kind of run it in my crease, deepen up my crease, and deepen up the outer corner of my eye with this shade as well, and kind of smoke it out a little bit. But this trio can really do so much, and that's what you want. The shades are easy to work with, they're pigmented, they blend easily. It really is everything you want. And when I travel, I typically take this trio and my Kosas 10-second eyeshadow, and that's all the eyeshadow I would take. And I really don't miss anything. Like, I have everything that I want. So it's, once again, a really expensive little trio, but if you just want a solid trio that really is going to meet your every need, this is it. I wish I'd found this earlier, but I am completely in love. I'm going to talk about one eyeshadow palette, but I'm going to definitely give a shout out to another one. I was thinking about what is my favorite eyeshadow palette, and the Aether Beauty eyeshadow palettes definitely jump to mind. The quality is incredible. The color selection is incredible. The metallics are super metallic. The mattes are pigmented and blendable. But what I realized is that when I think about what I reach for all the time, I don't reach for those as much as you would think I would, because they are so metallic and so bold, and I also realize they don't have a lot of mattes. And I've come to realize I like my matte shades. Of course I like my metallics, of course I like my shimmers, but I also like to have a good foundation of mattes. And the reason why is you can get those really blended, really smoky looks when you have a lot of matte shades. You have to build up your matte shades. So I realized that the palette that I really have been loving is the Ilia Warm Nudes palette. And I brought this with me when I've been traveling. I went down to Florida for Christmas, and this is the palette I brought with me. And I honestly realized how much I love this palette, because it's got this really nice kind of champagne shade here. We can see a theme. I like my champagne shimmers. It's got this kind of more goldy shimmer as well. But what I really like about it is the combination of different matte shades, because it's got this nice tan. So if you want just a really simple look, you could even just use this shade and this shade and just do a very simple, like, you're not really wearing eyeshadow, but you are wearing eyeshadow look. Want to build things up a little bit more, you can take this warm matte shade and build that in the crease. If you want to have a really fun look, you can throw in a little bit of red, but even though this is a red shade, you can see it's kind of more of a brick red. It's pretty wearable. And then this dark brown shade you can use to build up your upper and lower lash line. You can use it to smoke out, to build up your crease. It really is a very versatile palette, and because of that, I really like it. Also, the price point is really good for the quality too. Like, it is one of the more affordable eyeshadow palettes in the non-toxic beauty space, and for that reason, I really do have to recommend it. The quality is there, the color options are there, it really is a good palette, and it's not overwhelming either. Like, you've got the right number of shades to work with. It's not too many, it's not too few, it really is a fantastic palette. I had a really difficult time picking out my favorite mascara, because 2019 has been the year of really good mascaras for me. I found a lot that I like, which is a good problem to have. But when I was thinking about which ones I really loved how they looked on me, I realized I really like this one. Even though it dries up really fast, which you've heard me complain about, but I really like the Jane Iredale Long Slash Mascara. It really gives my eyelashes a lot of volume, also gives them length. It really is just a beautiful mascara, and as much as I love the Honest Beauty mascara, I also like that you can just use this mascara and I don't have to do 2 coats. I don't have to do a primer and then the mascara. I can just use one mascara, and honestly I really like that. But I have to say the Honest Beauty mascara is still really up high on my list. I also really like the new Clove and Hallow Flex Lash Mascara. It's not as volumizing, but it definitely is a more lengthening, more kind of natural mascara. I have been trying out the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara recently and really loving that one. Like, there's just been a lot of really good mascaras, but somewhat to my own surprise, I have to say this one is definitely one of my favorites. It is a beautiful mascara. Now we're gonna move on to lips, and that is another category of products I really like. I don't have a lot of pigmentation in my lips, and so I'm always wearing some form of lipstick, lip gloss, something like that. So I'm going to do a couple of products in the lip category. The first one is lip gloss, and I've been on a lip gloss kick recently, and I've discovered a lot of lip glosses that I really like. And I'm going to be doing a video in 2020. I've been working on this for a while, but I'm going to do a video in 2020 rounding up all the lip glosses I've tried out, giving you my favorites, least favorites, kind of ranking all of them, doing all that. But as a bit of a spoiler, the lip gloss that really has stood out to me in 2019 is this one from Han Skincare Cosmetics. And I'm wearing it today. I have the shade Nude Rose, and I desperately need to pick up some more shades of this lip gloss because it is really good. What I like about it, it's super hydrating, it's really comfortable, it's really pigmented, and it's surprisingly long lasting, and it's at a good price point. I don't know what else you could ask for. I love the Fit Glow lip serums, but this one comes in at about half the price of the Fit Glow lip serums. Yes, maybe it doesn't have all the amazing ingredients that the Fit Glow lip serums have, but it's also at half the price, and it's honestly more pigmented than those. So if you're looking for a very pigmented lip gloss formula, this is definitely it. But what I like too is that it, even though it's a lip gloss, it's not sticky. It is definitely moisturizing and nourishing, but it also stays. Like, the color stays around for longer than it does with almost any other lip gloss, which to me is definitely outstanding. When I had to think about it, like, it was kind of a no-brainer. This is definitely the best lip gloss I've discovered and been using in 2019. So for lipstick, I think I have to shout out 2 lipsticks because there really are 2 lipsticks that have stolen my heart, and I never really got my heart back. But the first lipstick, we all know this, it's my Ilia Color Block lipstick in the shade Rosette. I have no idea why. I mean, I do know why I'm so in love with this. I love the shade. I love how comfortable it is. I love how long wearing it is. I love that it's a very pigmented formula. Like, it really is a fantastic lipstick, and I have no idea why more people are not in love with the Ilia Color Block lipstick formula. Like, it really is one of the best I have found. It's just everything I want in a lipstick, and for that reason, I have like a little nub of it left. Like, I've used up a lot of this lipstick. I own a lot of lipsticks, but this is the lipstick that whenever I don't know what lipstick I want to wear, I always put this one on. It always matches my outfit. It looks perfect. It truly is my favorite lipstick. But I also absolutely love the Red Apple lipstick formula. This lipstick formula is just so good, and I love so many of their colors. I recently was sent their winter collection, and I'm already falling in love with those colors. I absolutely loved their summer collection. I'm still loving it. But I think some of my favorites are and these are from the summer collection actually. This is the shade Kiss-A-Me, which is this beautiful pink shade. which if you didn't know, Kissimmee's a city in Florida, very close to Orlando. And then I also really have loved the shade Day After Morocco, which is a bit of a warmer pink shade, but really the Red Apple lipstick formula is one of the best. It has incredibly clean ingredients. It's also gluten-free and vegan. They're really pigmented. They are super comfortable. They're long wearing. It really is everything you want in a lipstick formula. So if I had to, I couldn't narrow it down. I really couldn't. I love lipstick too much. But those two formulas, the Ilia Color Block and the Red Apple lipstick formula, are my favorite lipstick formulas. Also, I have to give a shout out to, I don't have a particular shade, but I have to give a shout out to the Red Apple lipstick lip liners. If you need a lip liner, these are fantastic. What I really like about them is they're really creamy lip liner, and even though they're a wooden pencil you have to sharpen, they don't tug at your lips, they aren't dry, they just glide on really easily. They're exactly what you want in a lip liner, and they have a whole variety of different shades. The one I have here is in Rich Orchid, which is a very kind of bright fuchsia color, but they have almost every shade you can imagine. And they just work really well and are some of the best I have found in non-toxic beauty. For liquid lipsticks, this was a tricky one because we all know I love the Clove and Hallow Lit Velvet formula. And that is by far the best like matte liquid lipstick formula. But in 2019, Honest Beauty came out with their liquid lipstick formula, and I really like this one. And the reason I really like this formula is it is so comfortable because it doesn't dry down fully. It's more of a, it's like a liquid lipstick. I mean, it definitely dries down and it's not fully transfer proof, but it's long wearing and it's just so comfortable. But I really love the shade Forever. That's probably my favorite shade out of the collection. It's like just a nice pink shade. There's nothing really special about it, but it really is the perfect everyday shade for me, and the formula is just so good. It's so comfortable. So if you want a liquid lipstick, but you don't want it to be a matte liquid lipstick, definitely check out the Honest Beauty formula. I am completely in love with it. We're almost there, but I had to include one bonus item. And this one is one I picked up pretty recently, but I'm completely in love with it and I've been toting it around with me when I've been traveling. And this is the Plume Lash Curler. I had gone for years and years without using a lash curler, and I finally, during the Credo Friends and Family sale, broke down and bought myself a proper lash curler, and I'm completely sold. This one is a really nice one. It's a little bit more of an investment, but it just is a really great lash curler. And I love the way it's designed. It's very comfortable to hold on to and use. It also just does a great job of curling my lashes. It doesn't pinch me. The shape is really nice. Everyone has different eye shapes, and so finding the eyelash curler that works best for you can be a little bit tricky, but this one definitely works well for me. And I am so glad I picked it up because it has definitely made a huge difference in how my eyelashes look. And like I said, I love it enough that every time I travel, it has been coming along with me. I really hope you enjoyed hearing about my makeup favorites for 2019. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a series all about my favorite products that I've discovered and been using in 2019, and also some of the products I really didn't like in 2019 as well. So be sure to stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, also hit the bell button so you're notified of when all these new videos come up, and also be sure to check me out on Instagram. My handle's at naturallybeautifulgirl for more non-toxic and cruelty-free content, also sustainable fashion, sustainable living, all of that is on my Instagram as well. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!